Hey there, I'm Kevin Downey, and I run an agency called Kevin Downey where we help companies with their recruiting and email marketing efforts. You can visit our website at kevinmdowney.com. Okay, today's topic, this is about email infrastructure and generating leads within B2B. It can also be used for B2C companies if done correctly. But how do you build an email marketing system in B2B that will hold reputation and get strong deliverability for the long term? And there's a formula to this, right? But there's also a formula to the actual structure too. And so when we talk about email, having done email now for 7 years for clients, and we do both set up and then train clients on how to manage on their own who have the internal staff that can do it, or we can do a white glove program where we manage for the client. Okay, in 7 years, I looked at hundreds of email systems, have sent about 100 million emails for clients to date. At the end of the day, when companies come to us, when they think of email, so because a lot of times we'll hear them say, oh, well, we're already doing email. Okay, well, what are you doing? So typically I'm going to get one of two answers. So the one common answer is we do newsletter email to our opt-in list and customers, and prospects that are opted in. And we send constant contact, MailChimp newsletter style emails. It's great. It's great for branding. There's lots of things in marketing in B2B that I love companies doing, but none of them are going to drive leads. Like the two main things that drive leads day to day, which is cold prospecting by reps, both boots on the ground or on the phone, old school, right? And high-powered, high-volume email marketing. Those are the two things that are going to drive leads day to day, okay? Everything else is great and it enhances the performance of your lead generation efforts, but by itself generally doesn't drive a lot of leads. It can drive some quality leads, but it doesn't drive a lot of leads. That kind of email is one of them, right? So then the other answer we get very commonly with email marketing is that they're using their CRM. Okay. From a base concept, this isn't a bad thing. They've got the right general idea. The problem with it is that you usually run into a few things. Number one, they're using their main domain and their sales reps' email addresses to send the emails. You should never be doing any cold emailing from your main domain. Never any automated emailing from your main domain, okay? That's problem number one. It's very, very risky for the health of your main domain. And then you can have problems with deliverability of regular emails in your day-to-day business, right? So that's one thing. Another thing with the CRMs, they are built to connect a single email address. You build a campaign on that email address and you can send through that email address, which is an ESP, typically Google Workspace or Microsoft 365. The problem with these is you can only send so much volume. You can only send 50, 75, 100 emails a day per email address. That's not going to drive any volume of leads. You need to send hundreds of emails typically to generate one inbound lead, sometimes over 1,000, depending on what you do and who your target audience is, right? So that's the crux of a couple of problems with CRM-based emailing. So when we talk about email, what do we mean? Lead generation-based email is one-to-one text-based emails designed to elicit a response. They're sent in high volume daily, so layers of 3,000 a day, right? And we're trying to drive multiple leads, a lot of leads on a daily basis if we can, right? So in this kind of setup, you can get 10 or more leads in a day. Sometimes clients only get one or two. Right? But at the end of the day, it drives leads daily because the volume is there and you're getting deliverability. So how do you do this? Well, you first have to understand the formula for email infrastructure health before you really get into email infrastructure, right? So that for health, the formula is you've got to generate engagement, which goes to targeting, proper targeting. You don't just email people, right? You've got to get opens. You've got to get replies, most importantly. Clicks is not the same as replies, by the way. That's not engagement. It's mild engagement, but it's not engagement in the way we think about it. You have to avoid repetition, which means we need to spin tax emails. If you don't know what that is, I've got another video on that. And then we want to avoid spam marks, right? Which goes back to the targeting and the way that we email people. We don't market to them. Our formula is, hey, Johnny, do you have this problem? If you do have this pain point, if you do, we can help you solve it. Maybe there's a little bit about here's how. This is what I want you to do next. I want you to reply, and I'm going to send you this PDF or our price list or our catalog or samples or whatever it is, right? So we're trying to generate response. We're trying to elicit a response to generate leads, identify decision maker, and generate leads. But also we need this response for the health of the infrastructure. We can't just market outbound to people and hope they call or they click. That's not going to cut it in the long run, okay? So when you understand all that, now let's talk about the structure. It's the infrastructure itself. So you need a system or a platform to deliver your emails, which is your server. So think MailReef, MailForge, that kind of thing. And we're partial to one vendor. And then you've got your campaign management system, which is the setup of your email copy and the list that you put in, and then you turn it on and it can initiate the sending of the emails every day. But it needs to send them through something, and that's what the server structure is for. So you have those two pieces working together. If you do it right, it's all really almost in one platform, or at least from a client experience standpoint, there's only one place they need to go every day to receive replies, right? To manage campaigns and receive replies, it's in one thing. That's the best way to set it up. So how do you set up the structure? You take the server structure. For 60,000 outbound emails, we work on everything in 60,000 cold emails per month. That's one server with one IP address, 34 domains, 100 email addresses, or 102, right? And 100 email addresses, you're sending 30 cold emails per day per email address. So that's 3,000 a day, which is 60,000 a month based on 20 business days. Why does that matter? Because you can only send 100,000 total emails across the server and IP address to hold reputation and to protect everything or insulate it. And we're going to be sending 40,000 warming emails across this structure, right? And those are invisible. You don't see them. They're sent by AI. They're opened by AI. They're replied to by AI. But it's all invisible, and it's structured in a way because the systems are built specifically for this use case. We build it so that it's invisible. You don't have to worry about it, right? You don't have to delete a bunch of things that are fake and all that stuff like that. That's not what happens. Right? So then you're on the system and you get the replies, okay? That structure, per server, we can do 60,000 cold emails per month. And for every 60,000 cold emails you want to send, we have to add another server, another 34 domains, and 100 email addresses. And that is how you build it to protect everything so that you get long-term deliverability, right? So you're sending good, solid emails that drive a response. They're very personalized, individual emails from a person to a person. You're asking them to respond. They do reply. You get a lot of engagement. It keeps the health of everything strong. You're running spin taxing on your emails so you don't have a ton of repetition. And then, of course, because it's personalized, you're avoiding spam marks. They're just replying and telling you, no, not interested, or remove me from your list, or unsubscribe me, or yes, I'm interested, send me the stuff, whatever, right? That's how you build it for the long run, okay? So if you need help driving leads and you're looking for some help with this kind of thing, we can help you out. We can build it and train your marketing or sales manager, say, to manage the campaign management system. It's very simple. Or we can actually white glove it and manage the whole thing for you. Build it, set it up, and manage it for you, okay? All right, if you have any questions, reach out to us, kevinmdowney.com. Thanks for being here today. Best of luck in business, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.